Hello, my name is Denise Fuller, and good morning to my fellow classmates and Dr. Schultz. Biblical principles in the study of history. According to course guidelines, historians must be honest and objective in their research. Okay, I went with the article by Ann Miles entitled "From Monster to Martyr," representing Mary Dwyer. Miss Miles feels that in order to bring her points across about Mary Dwyer, she almost has to tell the life story of Mary Dwyer and vice versa, Anne Hutchinson. But they are interconnected in their life stories. Okay. Mary Hutchinson, Mary Dwyer, and Anne Hutchinson was considered anti-Arminians. The first point, the anti-Arminian controversy, which started in 1636 and was finished in 1638. Antinomians means in Greek against, and nomos means law, a doctrine according to which Christians are freed by grace from the necessity of obeying the Mosaic law. The antinomians rejected the very notion of obedience as legalistic. To them, the good life flowed from the inner working of the Holy Ghost. I found this source from Britannica. You can find it online, www.britannica.com. The contributor was editors of English Encyclopedia Brown. Britannica, I mean. The publishers in Encyclopedia Britannica. The date was published January 22nd, 2020. And I accessed it November the 4th, 2020. Okay, the second point is the controversy of Anne Dwyer's so-called monster baby. Anne Hutchinson had been the midwife at the baby's birth, and it came to the Massachusetts authorities because somebody said, "Who's that with Anne Hutchinson?" And she said, "That's the mother of the monster baby." So the other source I found, that it says that the baby might have been malformed from spina bifida. This source is William and Mary's Monster 17th Century in New England Culture, Mary Barnett Dwyer.blogspot.com. It was done on Monday, September the 5th, 2001. And I accessed it on November the 4th, 2020. Now, they saw, ironically, Anne Hutchinson had a deformed baby too. They saw this as, because they were antinomians, as punishment on Anne Hutchinson and Mary Dwyer for having, by God, for having deformed babies. Okay, now we're going through this. She went to exile with her family and her husband. You would think she would go into obscurity, but 20 years later, she travels to England with her husband. He comes back to Rhode Island, and she is converted to Quakerism. So she comes back to the colonies with two other men of the Quaker faith. They get arrested, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Which led to Quaker laws and the promise of death. And I found this source on www. Local Government Exhibit Religion. So, in order to scare her, they lead her and the two men out to be hung. They put the noose around her neck. They hang the other two guys. She got reprieve. And against her family's advice and her friends, she comes back to Massachusetts, gets arrested again, gets a sentence of death on her. she writes 2 letters to the authorities where she says that she says, "In my coming to Boston, I am therefore in clear justified by the Lord, and where I will come, she shall who will require my blood." And this, I found this source from Teach a Tolerance, www.tolerance.org. They finally execute her, and okay, just a minute. They finally execute her, and the person who hung her got sick of his stomach, and he was converted to Quakerism. Oh. Okay, Mary Dwyer and other Puritan women like Anne Hutchinson and other women, especially Quaker women, were outspoken women's resistance to cruel laws and powerful men in governmental positions, such as John Winthrop, who was governor, and to be able to come to power to so-called for women to shut up who went against the religion or who stepped out of bounds. Thank you.